Hello, y'all. I know it's been a while. I've had a lot of work around here on the homestead to do lately. And I'll tell you what, we have gotten to the point where we go to the grocery store more frequently now than we used to, and Lord have mercy, that has been a really hit in our pocket. A lot's changed since we've been on the Pound Tube Challenge. We're still using the products that we have on our homestead, but it's getting really low, so we find ourselves going out more. Now, the one thing that's been hitting me, and Lord have mercy, I don't know, sometimes this can be hard. We, as you all know, with my husband on being a diabetic, we've been doing low carb, not so much keto, but low carb. And the one thing that I keep seeing over and over, and it's gotten me craving them, is mozzarella sticks. To me, I love those. I've always loved them, but I knew if I bought them from the grocery store, one, I'm probably not going to get real cheese. Two, I'm going to get all that breading and all that stuff I don't want. So it got me thinking, and I came home and started researching, and today's video is going to be just that snack. We are going to be making a low carb mozzarella cheese stick, basically less than a carb a piece. And I am going to be making some homemade marinara using my own tomato sauce that I have on my shelf. So that's what we're going to do, because this chick has been craving mozzarella sticks, y'all. And I didn't know I could do this in a low carb way. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, y'all, so the breading for these cheese sticks, we're going to start out with 75 grams of pork skins. Now, I actually found some at Walmart a lot cheaper, so they're a great value brand, but they're pork skins nonetheless. So I'm going to use 75 grams of whole pork skins, and then I'm going to take this in my food processor and grind this up. This is going to make approximately about 3 1/4, from what has been told, about 3 1/4 cups of ground. $75. Okay, now I'm going to take and grind these up, make them into a powder. If you don't have a food processor, you can just do this by hand with a rolling pin too. But I'm going to make this quicker, so I'm going to go ahead and pulse these up, and I shall be right back. Okay, so next ingredient, after we pulverized all of our pork skins, the next ingredient we're going to use is 75 grams of parmesan. I am just going to use this stuff from the shelf. I didn't have fresh right now, so, and I'm using it for breading. And these will not be deep fried. These are going to be air fried, or you can do this in your oven. I'm going to use an air fryer. So I need 75 grams of Parmesan cheese. So I'm just going to measure this out. Just a hair over here. Sometimes if it goes 1 ounce or so over, I don't worry about it too much. Ooh. Okay, that was just a little bit too much. There we go. All right. So we're going to get 75 grams Parmesan cheese. And now I want 21 grams of almond flour. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this out. And get 21 grams. Well, that's a perfect 2 20, but I need 21. All right, 21. Now we don't need this no more. And yeah, when it comes to this, most of y'all know it's basically our life now is scaling, so that's what I do. It's worked out efficiently. So now that this part's over, we'll take our mix over here now, and we're going to add a half a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Just like so. We need a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and naturally, you know, I'm going to use my own that I dehydrated. I really need to do that, and I am going to be making a video very soon on how to dehydrate garlic and turn it into powder, because as you can see, I'm almost empty, y'all, and we can't do this. So I need a half a teaspoon of this garlic powder. I can't go to store-bought after this. It just, no, not when it tastes this good. And now I need a quarter teaspoon of onion powder. And I am not going to add salt to mine. You can if you'd like to. And I'm going to need just a little bit, a dash of black pepper. And then we're going to take this and mix this up really good. Just like so. And I think we got it now. Okay, so in this recipe, we're using 6 cheese sticks, but we're going to be cutting these cheese sticks directly in half, making 12 pieces. So, and you might not need all this mix. I'm just going to suggest do a little at a time while you're breading your cheese sticks. Use what you need, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And what I found, even with this breading, again, if you didn't use all of it, you can freeze it. And that way you can have it for something else, like chicken or anything that you like breaded. So now I'm going to add in my little dish here, just a little bit of my breading mix right now. Just like so. And I have another bowl I'm going to use. And I am going to use 2 eggs. Now, I am going to be using farm fresh eggs, so and I'm just basically going to break them in here and whisk these up. Whisk these up really good. I'm liking these new dishes. My husband just bought these for me today, and my intentions were to make like a mug cake, and I am looking at using this way. I could divide it up between the two of us, have a low carb, and we can have some cake without having a whole entire cake sitting in my refrigerator. I can do this a little at a time, and I can double the recipes to make us a nice size cake like this and cut it in half. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. Even a red velvet. Alright, so there is, and yes, y'all, when I mention this food, I will be videoing it like I always do, so I apologize for the long delay when there's been so much, not just basically on the farm, but for me, I've got a lot of work with me I'm doing too, so I had to get some things prioritized. Alright, so let me clear off my station and I will show you how we're going to do this. Okay, so we have 6 cheese sticks right here, so I'm going to line them up perfectly even with each other and cut these directly down the middle to make 12 pieces.
Thank you for helping me.
You all don't know how thankful I am. I found out how to do this because those things have been calling me at the grocery store so bad, and I know it's not that I can't have them, I don't want them, because I've been doing really good. I'm 4 pounds away from my ultimate goal, and I've worked hard in the past 9 months, so I don't want to turn to all that junk again. So we have a pan with parchment paper on it. We have that set right here, and now we're going to take each piece, put them in our egg wash. Now you're going to do this 3 times. So we're going to coat them in the eggs really good. Then we're going to put them in our breading mix, and this makes sure that you have them pretty well coated. Now I'm going to coat these really well. And that's the reason why we have so much coating in the the breading for this recipe. So once you get this coated, you're going to put it back in your egg wash again. Lightly coat it again. Put it back in your egg wash. Again, you want to press down this time, making sure you got enough coating to do this. Knock off the excess. Again, put it in your egg wash for the final time. And back into your coating mix. Coating it up. Just like so. We got a nice coating on this now. And then we're going to take it straight to our parchment paper, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of these, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, we're down to our last cheese stick. Again, I'm just going to dip it in the egg. I'm trying a couple of these instead of 3 times. I'm just coating it twice because it seems to do a nice coating just for a second time. So you can choose which is better for you if you want to try it 2 or 3 times. But remember, sticking in your egg wash, then in your mix. This one's second turn. And I'll make sure it's good and coated. Roll it in here. It's kind of shaping it as it's rolling it as well, so. And then I'll shape the outsides, tuck the edges on, and then I'm going to lay these on my pan. So get my hands washed off right quick. And then show you what we have right now. So I currently have 4 that are second coated. We're going to see how these work. But in the meantime, Here's our cheese sticks, nicely coated, and y'all, this looks amazing, just like we've known our mozzarella sticks. Instead, I'm just not using a flour base. So now these go in the freezer for 1 hour, and after these are frozen, I am going to be cooking them in my air fryer. So for right now, I am going to put these in the freezer so that they can get frozen, and I'm going to start on our marinara sauce. So I'll get the station cleaned up, get these put up, and we will be right back. Okay, y'all, so we're going to use and start making our marinara. Now, I had some crushed tomato sauce or crushed tomatoes in my pantry. So this recipe only calls for 16 ounces. So I'm going to do half this jar, and I will have another use for the rest of this. So I'm going to do half of this crushed, and I'm going to break these tomatoes down some more. And we're going to break these down. And I'm going to be cooking some of the liquid out of this so that it's a nice marinara. So we're going to let this simmer after I fix it up. And so I'm just going to break up these tomatoes because I kind of want some of that tomato chunks, but not really thick in here. And if I really wanted to is do this whole container and then divide it up, and I could have actually froze the second half of this for either another snack or a meal somewhere down the line. So, and we may have some chili, so I'm probably going to add that to my chili, because we're going to get some, not really cold, but some cool temps coming this week with, yet again, more rain. Y'all, we're still not out of this rain deal. So it's making it real hard to do anything around here. Okay, so we got the tomatoes all chopped up. Now we're going to go ahead and add our seasonings. Again, I'm not adding salt, and here in a minute I'll explain to you why I'm not adding salt to mine right now. But I'm going to use a teaspoon of each of these seasonings. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of, or this one here, I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of thyme. A teaspoon of my garlic powder. Teaspoon of my onion powder. A teaspoon of crushed oregano. Teaspoon of basil. And if you wanted to, you didn't have to do all these. You can just do 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. It's got all of that in it. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon and a half of parsley. Again, this is my homemade dehydrated parsley. So I'm going to do. I happen to like a lot of parsley, so I'm going to do 2 teaspoons. And that's it, y'all. I'm going to mix this up really well, and then I'm just going to let this simmer to get most of this liquid out of here till I can get somewhat of a thick-based marinara. I'm going to season this up really well. I'm going to go ahead and add just a tad bit of pepper to this as well. Get this started, and then I'm going to put it on simmer and let this liquid evaporate till I get a nice thick sauce. And while the cheese sticks are in the freezer anyways for an hour, this will work out perfectly. And that's it. So now I'm going to let this sit here and simmer. In the meantime, I'll explain to you why I'm currently not adding salt to anything. And if you wanted to, not that I do it, you can add your sweetener of choice to this too if you wanted. I'm not doing that either. I don't think it needs sweetener. So I'm going to set you up and I'll explain why I'm not adding salt right now. Okay, so I have been learning about something called Sole. It's spelled S-O-L-E, but it's accented as Sole. And all it is, honestly, is just like 5 tablespoons of Himalayan sea salt in a pint, leaving a 1-inch headspace in your pint jar of distilled water or filtered water. And you mix that up really good. You don't want to use metal, from what I understood, and you want to be able to use a plastic lid. So what this does is help rehydrate your body. For the last several months, even before my husband's diagnosis, I was having severe leg cramps, and I decided to go ahead and try this. However, I want to watch how much salt that I put in my body, even though I'm only using, every morning on an empty stomach, I use 1 teaspoon of this Sole, and I add it to a bottle of water, and I will drink that first thing in the morning. So, because I'm using this right now, and I'm not doing this every single day, right now I'm going to just test out and see how this works. But they say you can do this every day, but not in just once a day, and that would be first thing in the morning. So I'm gonna, because I have had tendencies in prior past of having my blood pressure just slightly too high, I'm actually going to minimize how often I do this, but I want to see if this actually works. So that's the reason why I'm minimizing my salt. And besides, with hubby, he's got heart issues too. He's always had them, so he doesn't need all that much salt either. So in these things that I'm making, you're welcome to add salt, so I'm just not doing it. So right now, I am in the process of we are rendering down our marinara. We are waiting for the cheese sticks to get frozen, and once we're at the process of frying them up, I will come back and I will show you how to do this. And to verify a little bit more, now again, I'm no doctor, I'm trying this out myself, so I will go ahead and finish the rest of what this supposedly does. And not that I really need this right now, but it tends, they say, to help with weight loss. It helps with hydration, improving your nails, your skin, and your hair. It helps to be able to promote better sleep at night and to be able to have more energy. It's like sun in a jar, I guess you say, but you cannot use iodized salt. Not whatsoever. You can do Redmond's, or I've had Himalayan. I have Himalayan. I don't use iodized table salt anyways, because I have no thyroid and I take thyroid replacement from thyroid cancer. I don't want to add that iodine. So I have always used regular Himalayan sea salt. Very well can be done in this. So this is what this Sole supposedly does. So again, we will find out, but in the meantime, I'm also monitoring my blood pressure to make sure that everything is okay. So I forgot to add the rest of that to help you understand why I'm doing this. And for me, it's not about the weight loss. I'm already too close to my goal, but it is more about the hydration in my body and the leg cramps to help with those. And possibly I like the effect of the better sleep, and definitely improving my nails, my skin, and my hair. So now we shall be right back. Okay, so this is our marinara after it's been rendered down from most of its liquid. This turned out amazing, y'all. The flavor is so good, and this is going to make, and you can do more liquid if you wanted to render it down. But here's what we're looking at. It's a nice thicker sauce, and this would be absolutely amazing to dip cheese sticks in. I may go ahead and take some more of this out, and then I will probably take a pureer or something like that and knock some of these bigger chunks out of it. But I'm satisfied, especially with the flavor. So, and if you find that sauces like these are too acidic, you can just add just a pinch of baking soda to it, and it'll take the acid out of your tomatoes. So this is where we're at with these. We're still waiting on those cheese sticks, so. Okay, y'all, our air fryer has been heated up. Just now turned it off from heating 10 minutes and preheating it actually. Just pulled the cheese sticks out of the freezer. And you want to do this rather quickly. You don't want them to sit. Now I'm using an olive oil nonstick cooking spray, and I'm going to coat these really well. Just like so. This can's about empty. I may have to get my other one out. Can't tell we use this a lot, can you? Showing there's some in it too, but it's just not wanting to come out well. Waist down to the end, I guess. Okay, so now these are coated, and I'm going to stick these in the air fryer, and I'm going to set it for 380 for 6 minutes. And I will bring you over to this. Okay, sorry y'all. So it seems that I had grabbed my phone way too soon. I simply apologize. So I have this set. It's a caloric air fryer. My cheese sticks are in the caloric oven. It is set for 6 minutes on 380. And I am going to do this till about 3 minutes, and then I'm going to pull it out, turn them around so I can get an even distribution on them. So, and I apologize for that grabbing early. Definitely did not mean to do that. So we will be right back once these are done. And here they are, y'all. Now, it's been said that when you start seeing them ooze out a little bit, that these are ready. This was exactly 6 minutes. I'm going to let these cool off, and we are going to try this, because this has got my mouth watering. They smell so good. I've got like an Italian scent here in the house, and it's so amazing. So I can't wait to try these. Once these cool off a bit, I will come back and we will try this. Also, our marinara. Here's what our marinara looks like now. So I am so ready for this. I have been craving these to no end, so I can't wait to try this with you. We'll be right back. Okay, let me show you first how they're coated in breading. Look at this. Oh, y'all. Seriously, this is amazing. And so I'm going to break this apart so that we can try this. I'll just wrap the cheese around it. And we'll take it in the homemade marinara that we did. Just like so. Dip it in our marinara. And we're going to try this.
A microwave?
Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all. My review on these cheese sticks, I'm going to simply tell you, if you were to serve these as an appetizer, absolutely nobody would know that these were low carb. That breading was absolutely amazing. It had a nice Italian flavor. It had a good crunch. It was just everything that you know about a cheese stick. You have them, and I am thoroughly going to enjoy these tonight. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you an appetizer that you can enjoy, and I'm fixing to go get the rest of my farm work done, sit down for supper, and then we have these for a snack later. I am not sorry I did this. This is really, really good. So until next time, much love from Parton's Heritage Homestead.